Yeah, g'day guys, Steve here from Dirt Bike ADV. Just out in the shed Sunday morning, sort of having a quiet coffee before I make too much noise out here. Yeah, thought I'd have a quick discussion about something that's intrigued me a little bit and something I've thought through and turned over probably way too many times. This is fast becoming a thinking man's channel, isn't it? Oh, by the way, Wobbly Table, whoever it was, the subscriber that said please fix that, I promise you I'll fix it this weekend. It's annoying me too. So Wobbly Table will get fixed this weekend. Dealership models. Obviously I'm going to put something to do with KTM in the thumbnail, but here's the thing, you know, KTM were in financial difficulty, but they were one of the biggest ones for the merchandising, for the branded stuff, the orange this and orange that, and flashy lights and flashy showrooms and all the bling, you know. And I go, geez, if they hadn't spent so much money on merchandising, maybe they wouldn't be in such financial trouble. Don't get me wrong, there's been far too big salaries paid, there's been some big egos, they've had their head in the sand a bit, they haven't adapted or whatever they've done wrong, but I just wonder, has this added to the fact? Do you like the big flashy showrooms? Me personally, I don't see any need for them. Happy for it to be nice and neat and clean. We've got two dealers in town here, and nice and neat and clean, well presented. The guys there know their stuff, know about motorbikes, ride motorbikes. I love the dealership model, don't get me wrong, but I would probably prefer $500 off the bike than all the flashy merchandising, you know, signage and flashy stuff and lights and all the bells and whistles. Again, am I alone on this one? BMW tend to do the same thing as well, and I think to a certain part of the market, you know, that appeals. And certainly they're not necessarily selling the motorbike, they're selling the brand. That to me, it doesn't work on me. I can see straight through that, and I only focus on the motorbike and see what the motorbike's like. I don't get sucked into the brand, the whole brand thing. But having researched the Twin recently, you know, I've been into multiple dealerships. With the local dealerships in town, there's a Honda dealership there. Very good blokes, good display of bikes, love it. You can go in there, 450, the 300, 450 RL, the 300 Rally, the Transalp, all sitting there beautiful. Good blokes, knowledgeable, as I say. Go to the local Yamaha, Suzuki and Husqvarna dealer, again, knowledgeable blokes. Tenere sitting there, WR 450 sitting there, Husqvarna 501, all sitting there so I can poke and prod them. So I like the dealership model. Well, and just to close it off, I've also gone down to Peter Stevens, as I discussed in the last video, which is a motorcycle chain here in Australia, and was able to look at the Transalp, the Touareg, and the Tenere all in one spot. So they're just, you know, 20 metres apart. So that was really good. So I love the dealership model. We all buy a lot of parts online now. I'm guilty of that, just as much as anyone else. But there's certain things I still prefer to buy from a dealer. It comes to helmets, gloves, jackets, things that fit on you, you know, goggles, all those sorts of things. I still prefer to go and try them on, have a look at them, see them in person, and go, yeah, I'll take those, thank you very much. Pricing doesn't seem to be too much cheaper online. Of course, we're all expecting it to be a lot cheaper online. I'm not seeing it. I don't know if you guys are seeing a lot cheaper prices online than your local bike shop. But of course, I'm in business, so I want them to support me, and I want to support them. So hopefully they'll need an extension done, or, you know, a new house built or something like that one day, and they'll say, oh, we'll get Steve. He's bought a couple of motorbikes off us, you know. So yeah, I support the dealer model. I like the dealer model. When it comes to this Twin that I've been researching, I've been able to go to these dealers. But also too, with the MTX, the CF Moto 800 MTX, you know, I've said, no, I'm not going to buy a bike until I've touched one, until I've poked and prodded, sat on it. I don't necessarily have to demo it, but it would be nice. But I want to see that bike. Conversely, there's been a fair few subscribers who have said, I've ordered one, I've ordered one, I've ordered one. So they've ordered bikes sight unseen. Good on them, bloody great stuff. You got bigger balls than me. I'm just a little bit more cautious and think, oh, I might not like the look of it when I see it in person. Might not like the look of the finish. I might sort of see some obvious omissions that should have been done better, and so I'm a little bit sceptical. the reviews are really good on the 450, so I don't expect there to be any problems. It certainly specs up really good, looks good in the photos. The limited amount of people we've seen riding them, it does look good. That rider Tian Qing, or whatever his name is in China, he's picked one up from the factory and put it together, and he's been riding around on it and has done some videos on it, but that's really the only videos that are out there. So there's not some experienced reviewers or experienced motorcyclists who have said, oh yeah, this is brilliant, this is really good, this is really good. Then I probably would be a little bit game to order it sight unseen. So I like the dealer model, but I question how far they go with their merchandising. But I'd like to see another offering with the dealers, and this to me really appeals to me, and that is being able to buy the bike in the crate. I seen during COVID, Greg Villabos, who had an AJP for a while, he couldn't get one. He couldn't get his hands on one, but he was able to get the dealer just to deliver it in the box, and he unpacked it because we were all zero contact through all the COVID, of course. And so he was able to then make a video of him unpacking it. Oh, I was just so jealous. I thought, how cool is that, you know? Likewise, rider Tian Qing, or whatever his name is, and I'll put a link to his videos and Greg Villabos's videos down in the description, just unpacking the bike, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that looks really good, you know, looks like good fun. So it's something that I personally would enjoy. Is it something that you guys would like the dealers to offer, you know? Particularly if you can save $500, because obviously, you know, motorcycle mechanic hourly rates are $100 an hour or something, and it's probably going to take them 5 hours. I suspect that they can drop the price by $500 and make it simpler for them. And I'm sure if that was an option from the factory, there would be dealers who would specialise in that and say, yeah, we've got 10 sitting in crates out there, mate, just bring your trailer and pay for it, and as long as we've got clear funds, you can take it on the same day. That really appeals to me, you know what I mean? Obviously, they've got one unpacked and sitting on the showroom floor, but being able to buy a bike in the crate, say $500, I reckon would be freaking awesome. Yeah, just bringing it home and putting it in the shed, you know, you might have to get a pallet fork and borrow a pallet fork off a mate to get it into the shed, but you know, they're not that heavy that a couple of you couldn't pick, or 3 or 4 of you maybe could pick up the bike and shift it into your shed or your garage at home. So really does appeal to me. So something I've just thought of while sitting in the editing suite, and that is what would be even better is being able to buy your bike online to a degree and configure the bike online. If you look at some of the examples here with Royal Enfield and BMW, they have the configure option. So it adds another dimension too, where you could go online, you know, you might go down to your dealer first, have a look and say, yeah, I'll get one online, but I'll buy it through a used guys. You go through the configuration and the purchase and all that sort of stuff, and all the details are there so you know what you're buying. And then obviously you nominate a dealer where you buy the bike. And obviously the right thing to do would be where you looked at the bike and you say, yep, mate, I'll order it through you. And then when it's ready to be picked up, you go down to your dealer with your trailer, as I said earlier, and pick it up. Yeah, just another option I think the motorcycle industry could possibly think about. But again, I might be barking up the tree by myself. So yeah, is the dealership model need to change? No, it certainly does not. I think we still need, as human beings, to touch and feel, and certainly that's the case with motorbikes. There's opportunity for online, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's just more convenient. You can order something 9 o'clock at night, and you know, depending where you are, sometimes they'll come within a couple of days before the weekend and you've got that item because you're working away or you're working up country or something like that. So online's definitely got its presence. We still need dealers, but online's definitely got its presence. But yeah, as I say, it'd be fantastic, I think, if the dealers were to take it one further step and say, well, you can buy a crate bike if you like, because the bike's coming with their oil in them and batteries in them and all that stuff. So it's basically just most of the time putting the handlebars on and maybe the front wheel on at worst. And so, yeah, it does appeal to me. What are your thoughts there, guys? As I say, always interested in your comments. I've got some great comments on the last couple of videos. But yeah, maybe we can put a bit of pressure on the motorcycle industry and say, well, what about crate bikes? Can we buy crate bikes, please, you know? Or it might be that I'm barking up the tree by myself and no one else is interested in that. Love to hear your thoughts, as usual. Love to hear your thoughts. But anyway, guys, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to do some more work on the old ute. And we might get a ride in this afternoon with a bit of luck. We'll see how we go. Thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you out in the trail soon.